Hello and welcome to the Arena Regulars podcast, your source for weekly Drunken Magic the Gathering arena content. My name is Zach, and today we are finishing off our conversation with Max, our dungeon master, for the Drunken Vorthos of Baldur's Gate. This is part 2 of the episode, so if you didn't listen to the first one, go back to the episode right before this, and you'll want to listen to that. But without further ado, here we go. All right, Max, I brought us the first beer. What have you got for us?
My beer that I brought is called Weissguy. It's from Stonehooker Brewery. It's Hefeweizen. It's 5.1%. It's pretty good beer. I've had it before, once or twice, but not for quite a while.
Wow. Yeah, this is a new brewery you kind of turned me on to. You said it's close to your house, right?
Very close, actually.
Nice.
Just down the street.
Very cool. We'll be able to talk about that a little bit more, but this color is not, it's darker than I expected, but I'm happy with it. Wonderful. Half a bite. Ooh, okay. All right. It's just nice to taste new stuff, you know? Oh, right. Here we go. Let's get back into things. Baldur's Gate, not founded by Ball himself, but...
by Balduran, the Explorer.
Yeah, by Baldur and the Explorer, yes. I couldn't remember his name. So, basically, there are 2 games, right? Is that like the mainly there are 2 games? I know there's a lot of stories and D&D quests and books and things. But for the most part, for the video games, sorry, there are 2.
2.5. There is an expansion that leads off from where the second game ends. That brings like the whole epic conflict to a conclusion.
Okay.
But that one is a much grander sort of story, and it's a little bit more rush. It's an expansion to the game, so it's more of like a combat challenge kind of boss rush, and it's a bit lighter on story.
Got it. All right. So definitely something I would have understood or been interested in when I was a kid, because the light on the story is usually what I wanted. Though I've, obviously changed my ways now because I'm doing an all story this tonight, baby. All right. Let's get back into things. We have defeated Saravok. Abdel, is he dealing with his emotions about being half demon guy, maybe?
Well, it's definitely hard for him.
Yeah, okay. I don't want to spoil too much. That was just me guessing. And then Imowen, his best friend, who is a trickster, however, still good, by his side, and probably helped him defeat Saravok. So does the second one pick up right where we left off, like immediately after?
There's a bit of a time skip. After your characters defeat Saravok, you are heralded as the heroes of Baldur's Gate, and after that you resume your adventures along the Sword Coast. But it's only a short time afterwards that the second game picks up with your characters being attacked in the night, ambushed by mysterious figures who completely defeat you. Despite your characters being quite powerful, you did defeat Saravok, you are overcome and captured. And it's not until a little later that your characters awaken to find themselves in a dungeon where they are prisoners of a powerful wizard named Irenicus. Okay.
I just want to say that sounded a lot like the beginning of the last one, and I was a little bit worried that I just got interested in Imowen, our friend, and that she's going to get killed. But I think we're okay. I just didn't want right off the bat to have another murder from a character that I was just starting to like. Okay.
Well, ambushes by shadowy figures are a big part of D&D. Happens all the time, every week.
Yeah, every week. That's right. Okay, so now we're in jail, and this is the classic look around. Is everybody with us, or is it just Abdel and Imowen?
Well, because of the nature of the game having so many different characters and you being able to choose your companions throughout, going into the second game, they had to sort of pick a few for you that would be like the canon party, who would be the ones who are with you. That includes Minsk and Dynahair, as well as Jaheira and her husband Khalid, who were all with you and Imoen when you got captured, and they were taken prisoner by the wizard as well.
Wow. Okay. Perfect. All right. So basically, we sit around kind of and do the. All right. Who's got jailbreak qualities? We got some rogues. Maybe we need someone to pick a lock. Do we have somebody who can fit through these bars? Somebody small, like a gnome, maybe, or a hamster, by chance, maybe.
If only. Boo is definitely there with you. Minsk and Boo cannot be parted. Unfortunately, it's not so easy to escape from Irenicus' dungeon. Okay. He's a very, very powerful wizard. And while he has you in his clutches, he performs all kinds of weird tests and experiments on you, which mostly just consist of torture.
Oh.
He tortures you. He tortures other people in front of you. Though he never asks you anything. He never seems to be trying to get anything from you. He just seems to want to torture you.
Good.
He's clearly evil and demented, but his goals are a mystery to the players at this time.
Perfect. You always love that. The whole torture scene. It's like, I'll tell you whatever you want. Just let me go. And he's like, I don't want anything, actually. I just want to torture you right now. And there go your fingernails. Oh, God.
That's pretty much how it goes. Irenicus is a pretty evil guy. He definitely gives Sarevok a run for his money.
Yeah. Jeez. Okay, so this guy, you're talking about John Irenicus, the Shattered One.
That's right.
All right. So this dude is, he is an alchemy. He's blue-black. I believe he's like a 3/5 actually in alchemy or something like that. But then the other characters that we have, Dynahair is unfortunately did not make it over to Arena. But I think most of the characters we're going to be drafting some of these players. So, all right, I like it. All right, so everyone's getting tortured for no reason, really, apparently.
Well, unfortunately, Dynahair didn't really make it into the second game. She's killed by Irenicus, kind of off screen.
Oh.
Minsk is furious about it, but unfortunately he's completely powerless to resist the incredible magical might of Irenicus. Also killed is Jaheira's husband, Khalid.
Oh.
So it cuts down to just Abdul, your character. Imoen, Minsk, and Jaheira are the only ones still alive. And who knows how long Minsk and Jaheira will last.
Oh, no. No, don't do this to me. Geez, okay, so taking all the partners, basically, killing them. At least they didn't kill Boo. That's what I really care about.
Oh no! Oh, we quit. You quit the game.
The game's just over. You can't. It's like the main rules of games, right, or movies. If they just like randomly kill a dog for no reason, it's like you turn it off. You're like, why did? Nope. Why'd you do that?
Got to call John Wick.
Yeah, just gotta exactly. That's the best, man. It's not a quick John Wick tangent, but like I love that John Wick. Like, the story is so simple. It's literally just don't kill a man's dog. Don't kill a dog. Don't kill dogs for no reason. And they're like, let's make a whole trilogy out of it. Love it. Anyway, coming back. Coming back to this. Okay. So, how, like, we get out of this cell, right? I'm hoping so. Or at least
Eventually. Yeah.
Does it take a really long time?
Well, it's not really clear exactly how long. You're kept in a dungeon away from the sun, just tortured around the clock. So it's not really clear, but probably days at least, given how much your characters endure. But eventually the dungeon does get attacked by figures in black who turn out to be members of the Shadow Thieves, an organization from Alm, to the south of Baldur's Gate, who seem to have some grudge with Irenicus. They don't really care about you. They ignore you. but you can hear the sounds of battle like echoing through the dungeon. And during like the chaos, all the explosions of magic and fireballs, your cages are damaged enough that you're able to escape.
Love it. It's like a classic, what is it? Pirates of the Caribbean. We're stuck in the in the jail, but then there's a whole battle going on, and we lift the hinges off, or we blow a hole in the side, or somebody else gets to escape from the hole in the side. But nice. Just gotta love a good battle to break everybody out of jail.
Yeah, when life gives you lemons, you escape from jail.
Yeah. That's what they really need to do. All right, so do you see that bowl of lemons over there? Boo, can you go grab a lemon, bring it back, and then we'll use that to squirt the lemon in the guards' eyes when they come to give us food, and then we'll get the keys off of him and we'll get out. That's what I want to see. Perfect.
I believe Boo could pull it off.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. No, I have no doubt. All right, so we escape, and we begin, I guess, our quest to figure out, I guess, what's going on. Where are we now? Is this the middle of the night? Is this like a battle that is just like under the cover of darkness, or are we just kind of like burst into the world and the market is around? I guess I don't really know.
Well, most of it takes place underground. You can tell that these shadow thieves, that they've broken into Irenicus's dungeon, not for you, just to try to kill Irenicus, and it's your good fortune that you're able to use it to escape. But they don't seem to be doing a very good job. Irenicus is so powerful. He has all these traps and servants and mystical constructs that the shadow thieves are just getting slaughtered. You do eventually manage to get out, back to the surface, where you find that it is day, and you're in the middle of the marketplace in the city of Athkatla, which is located in Alm, to the south of Baldur's Gate. And you come out, like blinking into the daylight, to see this scene where Irenicus, your torturer, is surrounded by many other wizards who are in the process of trying to subdue and arrest him. You find out that these are cowled wizards, who are a powerful organization in Athkatla that polices magic, because magic is illegal in the city. Irenicus, however, is way too powerful. He kills many of them, like a dozen. They come at him throwing like all the magic, all the spells they have, and Irenicus casually wards it away while striking them down one after another, demonstrating his incredible strength. However, Irenicus does abruptly give up. He just stops and surrenders to the cowled wizards when they agree to arrest Imoen as well, since she also used magic during the battle, though it didn't really help.
All right, so we're in okay. Sorry. How do you say this name again?
Athkatla.
Athkatla. All right. So
That's right.
place is like a footloose town, but for magic, where instead of dancing...
I've never heard it put that way, but yes, you're absolutely right.
Okay, so instead of dancing being illegal, it's magic in a magic world. Interesting. Okay. And so the worst dude is captured because he was using magic as well as our friend. Wow. Exactly.
The cowled wizards, they detected like this big magical battle that was taking place, that was like blowing up parts of the marketplace. So they showed up to stop it, as they do, when they came across Irenicus, who initially refused to surrender and just started killing them by the dozens, until he abruptly just gives up and says, you can take me as long as you take Imoen too.
Huh. All right. Puzzling. Real quick. So they're like the wizard police, but they use magic to stop other people using magic? Is that
That's right. Magic is illegal, but in a really unfair way.
Yeah. All right. That sounds about right. Yep. That makes sense. That's classic. That's a very...
like divine magic that's used by clerics or paladins, that's fine. That's okay. And even arcane magic, like a wizardry, or like a wizard's magic, is okay as long as you have a license. granted by the government for a significant monetary contribution. They give these licenses because they want to make sure that you're using your magic responsibly. They don't want just, anybody throwing fireballs in the middle of the city. Just the super rich people. They're the ones who can throw fireballs in the middle of the city.
And it'll be fine because they're buddies with all the people that would stop them. And then they just pay it off. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm familiar with that story. Yep. All right. Perfect. So, all right. Wizard police have taken our evil guy and our friend away, and are they just gone for a while? Like, I'm kind of worried.
They are gone for quite a while.
All right, and they're just gone. I'm kind of worried about Imoen because I feel like. Anyway, you keep telling me what's going on because it doesn't. Something's wrong here.
Well, it's very abrupt, actually. It's pretty shocking when you play the game for the first time. You kind of take it for granted, usually, in these kinds of games, that your characters are going to stay with you for as long as you want them to. And it comes as quite a shock, especially at the very beginning of the game, right after you've escaped, that the police just arrest Imoen and take her away, just whisk her off, along with Irenicus, our bad guy, for no reason. Like, he was winning the fight, and he just gives up as long as they take her too. So now, you're left in a pickle. You're stuck in a strange city that you've never visited before, with no money. All of your cool magic stuff that you used to kill Sarevok is gone. Irenicus must have taken it. You kind of have nothing, just your few surviving companions.
We start at level 1. We just go back. You're like, hey, you did all the work from the first game. You beat the big bad guy, but now you're back to level 1. That's kind of what it feels like.
Well, you're not level 1. You get to stay at whatever level you were at, but you are kind of set back to your level 1 starting gear in a lot of ways.
Yeah. All right. So it feels kind of like it, but at least you still remember some of your stuff. All right.
So you're left with nothing to do except try to get Imoen back. Imoen is your best friend. Imoen is best girl. Well, we got to find her.
Best girl. Yeah.
And also, possibly, you want to get revenge against Irenicus for what he did to you. So you and your surviving companions, you start poking around the city, looking around and exploring, trying to meet new companions, trying to get new resources, and try to find some way to get Imoen back. And it doesn't take long at all before Abdul is approached by the Shadow Thieves. They actually come forward and contact him to tell him that they can help him find Imoen, and they can help him find Irenicus, but only for a price, and only if he'll help them too. Because times are tough for the Shadow Thieves right now, because the city of Athkatla is in the midst of this sort of shadowy civil war, where the Shadow Thieves, who have ruled the night for the longest time, they have kind of held dominion over crime in the city, they are being killed by some newcomer guild, some strange newcomers that nobody knows anything about. All anybody knows is that every dawn brings new sightings of Shadow Thief bodies being found strewn about in the streets. Whatever is happening, whoever these people are, it seems as though the Shadow Thieves are losing, which is why they're willing to reach out to you to try to form some kind of alliance. Interesting. To figure out who's killing these people / go kill the people that are killing our people. Yeah, because this town isn't really, they're not, well, I was going to say they're not ruled by the Council of the Four, but those people are all dead. I guess, no, never mind. Only one of them's dead. I keep thinking that they're all dead because, yeah, they might be. It depends. But they're not really, they aren't run by the Council of the Four here anymore. No, it's like a different country that you're in. Okay, now. Gotcha. It really is. Okay. All right. Well, who could be doing this? Basically ninjas, right? Shadow Thief, I would imagine, is kind of like a ninja. So, like... rival ninjas? That's usually how it goes. I guess that's true. Yeah, is it more ninjas? What is it? As you investigate a little bit more, you eventually find out that these new rivals to the Shadow Thieves are actually a coven of vampires who are looking to drive the Shadow Thieves out of the city and take over the night for themselves. And they also will approach you and tell you that they know where Imoen is and they know where Irenicus is, and they can help you to get there, but only for a price. And only if you'll help them in their war. Both sides are trying to get you on their team to take out their rivals. And both of them are promising to solve all your problems.
Interesting. Well, the female vampire gang sounds very enticing. However, I'm assuming that I will get eaten by them at some point. So I probably want to go with the Shadow Thieves, though it seems like the Shadow Thieves are losing. So do I want to go with the winning team? Do you have to choose? Can you choose not to choose?
You eventually do have to choose.
Dang it.
If you meet with the vampires, you do find out that they're led by a female vampire named Bodhi, a very, very sinister figure, not very trustworthy. But she does guarantee that she can help you get Imoen back, or, if you'd rather, she can just help you find Irenicus and kill him. Both of them will reveal to you that the Cowled Wizards have likely taken Imoen and Irenicus off to this asylum called Spellhold, where the Cowled Wizards keep all of their prisoners, which is located on a faraway island out to sea. However, it is highly restricted. It is almost impossible to get to without official authorization. But both of these shadowy organizations promise that they are the only one who can help you get there.
The Cowled Wizards, the Wizard Police, basically keep Imoen in Azkaban on
It is a lot like Azkaban.
Okay, so we have to break into Azkaban and get Imoen back. And, well, I think I want vampires. I'm going to say, for the purpose of whatever this is, I'm going to pick the vampires. I know it doesn't really matter, but that's who I'm going with.
All right, well, if we pick the vampires, then they do say that they can help you get to Imoen, they can help you get to Irenicus, both of whom are held in Azkaban, in Spellhold. They want you to give them a significant quantity of money, however. They say that there's no way around this. They need a lot of money to book the passage to the island and bribe the guards and the officials. There's no other way. And you, unfortunately, being penniless now, because you crawled out of a dungeon, you have to go and do a whole bunch of mercenary work around the city of Athkatla. And that's mostly the side quests of the game.
Okay. For mercenary work, is it mainly just killing people? Or it's not strictly being an assassin, is it? It's not.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
You can do all kinds of heroic things, too.
Okay, I guess mercenary, in my mind, they always seem to be, like, killing people.
Well, it often involves killing something.
Okay,
maybe they're marauding trolls who are threatening the countryside or something like that.
Sure, yeah, trolls, they don't matter. We can kill some trolls. All right, so basically we're going around talking to all the people, being like, hey, do you need me to do something for you? Kill a thing? Or find a person? Or get the stuff and I get some gold? And then when you get enough, you get to give it to the vampire ladies and they bring you over?
Yeah, exactly. It's the classic RPG experience of you go and find the people who have the exclamation point over their head, you find out what they need you to do, and you help them out with it. And along the way, you meet a lot of new companions.
I know most of that. The finding out what they want me to do, I don't. But following exclamation points, I know how to do that. All right. So are there any real notable side quests in this mercenary section of the game?
There are a few. There are quite a whole bunch. This is a really big game, actually. For I've played this game many, many, many times. And for years, despite that, every time I would play it, I'd find something new. Some new little side quest, some new little scene, an interaction that I'd never seen before, which is pretty fun. I'm pretty sure I've seen it all now, after 20 years. But it's a big game, and there's an awful lot to find. But there are a few pretty notable ones. I mentioned trolls, actually. One of the earliest ones, you meet a woman named Nalia Dearnis, who will ask you to help her defeat this big mob of trolls who have taken over her estate out in the countryside and are threatening to eat all of the people there.
Cool. Wait, yeah, she's the commander chick. She's from the commander product that everybody loves
exactly.
that deck. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
This one's kind of notable because it comes very early in the game, right after you've lost Imowen. And Imowen, who's like your thief wizard in the party, a really, really good member of the party, and you've just lost her. So Nalia comes in, and she is built almost exactly the same as Imowen. She's like your Imowen substitute. So if you really liked having Imowen in the party, even though she's gone for the plot, you can just pick up Nalia, and she's like Diet Imowen.
Sick. Imowen 0. I love it. Oh, that's nice. And that makes sense because her card cares a lot about parties because she completes your party. Perfect. So are there more people that we are meeting in this kind of area? Possible like NPCs, like we were just saying, like cards that we have seen. We do wait real quick. Do we still have Minsk and Boo around?
You can.
Okay.
They were with you in the dungeon and they escaped with you. You can keep them around if you choose, or if you want to let them go and maybe branch out and experience some of the new characters, you can. A couple of the other characters return. Minsk and Jahira, who were in the dungeon with you,
Yes.
as well as Viconia, the cleric, is also in the second game. You can go and find her.
Okay.
There are a few new ones as well. Mazzy, who's a halfling paladin, sort of. Another character like Imowen that I really underestimated when I was a kid, but I've really grown to appreciate how good she is. Nalia, I mentioned, and also Jan Janssen, who does actually take Minsk's place as my favorite character in the series.
Really? Jan Janssen.
Jan Janssen.
That's so funny.
A lot of people mistake as Jan Jansen.
Jan Jansen. Oh, wait. No, I have seen this. Okay, so is he the guy with the little goggles?
That's the one. He's like a gnome steampunk artificer sort of guy.
Cool.
He's also a multi-class thief and wizard, a lot like Imowen is, but a little different.
What does he do in the party? Sorry, I was thinking that he was replacing Minsk and Boo, but he might have a different role as far as being part of the party.
He replaces Minsk and Boo in my heart, but
Yeah, got
not
it.
so much in the party. So he can handle traps and locked doors, that sort of thing. He can pick pockets better than just about anybody. He even can use those goggles of his to see through illusions and magic that would try to hide things from you. And he can also use magic at the same time. He's a decently powerful wizard. Jan, he's got it all. He's even got a grenade launcher that he made himself.
Oh my gosh. So that just leaves it to say, so are you building a Jan Janssen deck, basically? If he's your favorite.
I've thought about it. I have one. I might.
I love him. All right. I don't think
Janssen.
I don't know Minsk and Boo very well, but I guess I've known them for a year, so they have a special place in my heart as far as that goes. But I do like this guy. I could see it.
Jan is an inventor. He has a whole bunch of magic items that he comes with. Most of the characters in Baldur's Gate 2, they have like a unique magic item that belongs to them. It's like an heirloom or something like that,
cool.
and only they can use it. But Jan is special because he's got like 4. And he made them. He's got like techno gloves that have all kinds of tools and attachments and stuff like that. He's got the grenade launcher. He's got his goggles that have all kinds of like filters and lenses that he can look through. He's always building and inventing new stuff.
That's awesome. How cool. Oh, I like that. Okay. All right, so I'll probably want him on my party. So now I'm building my party. This is what I'm doing. I'm building my party. It's going to be me, and then I'm going to keep the rogue chick, Nalia. I like her.
Nalia, yeah.
I'll probably have Minsk and Boo. Wait, oh no, I'm running out of space.
Only 2 left.
Oh no. Oh, because it's 5 of us.
Plus your main character. Could always bring Jahira. Jahira's a pretty good healer.
Okay, I
Not
like
bad
that.
in a fight either.
I have looked at this Maisie character. who cares about enchanted creatures, which is my possibly favorite archetype in Magic, so I might have to have them in my party as well. All right, I'm going to keep thinking about this as we go through, but all right. So in my, basically I'm now playing the game through you. So I have found my party members, and basically I'm getting all my golds to go talk to my vampire ladies, so they can help me go to Azkaban. Or sorry, Spellhold.
Spellhold, that's right.
Yeah, okay, all right. Do I just go there? I'm going to say that I got all the gold now. I'm ready to go. Is there anything that happens in between me doing my side quest, collecting my gold, and getting to Spellhold?
Well, along the way, Abdul does experience, your character, that is, experiences all kinds of nightmares while they're sleeping. Visions of Imoen being held captive, and also of Irenicus, who speaks to you. The visions are kind of weird and abstract, and it's a little unclear if it actually is Irenicus trying to communicate with you, or if it's just a dream, something you pulled out of your imagination while you were asleep. But the content of the dream is clear. The intent of the dream is clear. That it's trying to sort of pull you deeper into the darkness. It seems to be like an emergence of your ball essence is bubbling up and manifesting and trying to become stronger through you. It's visions of power, of being able to dominate people and powerful enemies, all of whom are incredibly threatening and deadly to you now, but if you would only accept the power that you have inside you, they'd be like nothing. You could sweep them aside. And it's wrong for you to not accept this power. Even if you want to do good, you should use this power and try to find a way to defeat evildoers. But either way, you should use this power. You should use the power of death and murder for whatever end you want.
Our choices in the game seem to be which gang do you want to side with to kill the other gang, right? So
yeah, it's a gang war. That's what it is.
Yeah. So you kind of, do you have the choice to say, hey, I'm going to try to figure out how to get to Spellhold by myself. I'm not going to hang out with either of the gangs.
Well, you can say that to them if you want to, but both of them will tell you that, you'll fail. There's no way. Like, you're not the first person who's had a loved one whisked off by the cowled wizards. Many have tried to get to Spellhold. They all failed. They either died or they ended up in Spellhold themselves. It's only through our group, whichever group you choose, either the Shadow Thieves or the Vampires. Either of them are the only way that you'll ever see Imoen or Irenicus again. But you wanted to pick the Vampires.
Yes, I have already picked the Vampires. We are going to kill the Shadow Thieves. And I guess I'm just giving in to the nightmares now. Yeah, okay. Let's do it. Let's go kill them.
All right, well, we'll embrace Ball's power, and we'll side with the Vampires this time. So you give the money over to Bodhi, the leader of the Vampires, and she whisks it away and assures you that she'll put it to work. She'll get the wheels rolling. But in the meantime, there's no way that she'll be able to facilitate it as long as the Shadow Thieves are around. You're going to have to get them out of the way, or they'll definitely block whatever activities the Vampires are doing. So you, having no choice, even though you don't really have any grudge against the Shadow Thieves, you have no choice but to get rid of them. So you end up having to storm their compound, fight your way through all of their thieves and assassins, eventually coming face to face with their leader, the Shadow Master, and you defeat him.
Okay. Wow. The Shadow Master. Does he control shadows, or is he just like the master of the Shadow Thieves? Like
he's just the master of the Shadow Thieves. He's like the best thief.
Got
but
it.
Really, nowadays, he's more like an administrator.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So he's like... Oh,
still deadly.
Yeah, but it's a little crusty. All right, sick. All right. Killed all of them. Don't feel bad about it. Whatever. That's what my dad would have wanted me to do, so I'm fine with that. Yep. Got it. Sweet. And then we are going to head over to Spellhold to save my best friend and kill. Am I killing this other guy too? Maybe.
Irenicus?
Irenicus,
Bad
yeah.
idea. He seems like a bad dude, and he captured you once.
So let's try to avoid him. Let's not try to kill this guy. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do it. So let's just go in, get Imowen, and get out. That's what we want to do. I think that's the plan. That's the move.
All right, well, we'll go with that.
Okay.
So once the Shadow Thieves are out of the way, you can go back to Bodhi, and Bodhi is true to her word. She arranges passage on a ship that she assures you was paid for with your money, with a smuggler who takes you off to Spellhold. And when you arrive there, you are able to, with a little bit of difficulty, gain access to the asylum, where you do find Imowen. You're reunited with her. However, she seems off. She's weirdly catatonic, kind of in a daze, and mostly unresponsive. And at this point, it's revealed that Irenicus actually broke free from his restraints like 5 minutes after they got to the asylum, killed all of the guards, and took over the place himself, and resumed his experiments on Imowen while you were busy trying to find your way here.
That's not good. Is she going to be okay?
Well, unclear at this point because, unfortunately, you are immediately recaptured.
Yeah.
It turns out that Bodhi, the vampire, was maybe not quite so trustworthy as she seems, as trustworthy as she did seem as the head master vampire, because she betrays you.
Mm-hmm.
It turns out that Bodhi is actually the sister of Irenicus, and she lured you into this trap, because while Irenicus had Imowen in one hand, he really wanted to get you back. So he worked together with Bodhi to arrange a situation where you'd be brought back into his clutches.
I see. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not going to say like I didn't see this coming because I knew something bad was going to happen, but I got to always pick the vampires and go with the Lady Vampires. They're going to burn you every time, but it's a trap I'm going to fall into every single time, I think. So I don't regret it. It happens. So...
It happens to the best of us.
Yep.
Sometimes we get suckered by vampires.
Yep, that happens to me a lot. All right, so we are recaptured. Great. Perfect. This just so I know, if I went with the Shadow Thieves, would I also have been captured?
Yes, unfortunately.
Okay, all right. So I feel a little bit better now. At least I got to hang out with the vampires for the time that I could, and then kill all the Shadow Thieves.
Yeah, one way or another, Irenicus is going to recapture you.
All right, so back where we started. Sweet. Captured.
Yeah, pretty much.
Getting tortured for no reason. Don't know why. I guess it's experiments, though, right? So is he shooting like lightning through my body? And I don't know what else.
Well, kind of.
Yeah.
Well, fortunately, or maybe unfortunately for you, Irenicus is done with his experiments. He's figured out how to do what it is he wants to do, which is he wants to steal your soul and take it for himself.
Oh.
Because he wants to steal your ball power.
My ball power, yes.
Your ball spawn power.
Yeah, my murder, god of murder ball power. I do like ball power. That's great.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Awesome. So, very similar, trying to then take it so then he can have a ritual where he becomes the god of murder.
Well, not exactly. He has a different goal, though we're not quite sure what it is yet.
Right.
But we do learn that he has already tried this out on Imowen, and it worked great. He stole Imowen's soul and its divine power because it turns out that Imowen is also one of Baal's children. She is your half-sister.
What?
And he took Imowen's soul and gave it to Bodhi.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so real quick, this ball guy, he got around a lot. Seems
he definitely did. He made a lot of babies before he died.
Used the power of the ball to make a lot of babies. Jeez. Okay. Makes sense why we were so close. That's good. So if you have, he kept Imowen's soul for his sister Bodhi, because she's a lady. Is that why? And then he wants the Abdil. So I guess it doesn't really matter. Maybe he wants. I don't know. Anyway,
It doesn't really matter. Your main character might have been female, and Irenicus would still want your soul. He explains that because you've been exposed to the ball essence for longer, you're older than Imowen, and you were more aware of the power than she, because she had no idea, nor did you, that Imowen was your sister. So Irenicus, he wants the good soul for himself, and he'll give the untested one to his sister.
Gotcha. All right, that makes sense, because you've also, Imowen may or may not have, that's true. Okay, so in the story, Imowen may or may not have helped you defeat Saravok from the first one, right? But you definitely did. And you are older. Do we know how many more kids does this guy have? Are there a lot more?
A lot more, but unclear at this time.
So if we're older than Imowen, how old was Saravok? He's older than us, right? Or he was.
Saravok was just a little older. You're like a few months older than Imowen.
Okay.
And I think Saravok is maybe just a few months older than you.
Wow. Okay. Like rapid fire. It must have just been like a month-long party for this ball guy, and then just let him loose.
Yeah, kind of.
Anyway.
He knew his death was imminent. He didn't know exactly when, but he knew it was coming. He didn't have much time, so
I guess
he had to get
true.
busy.
You just, you throw a big party for months, and you just say, hey, I'm going to have some kids probably. All right. Okay, that's fine. Sweet. All right, so I'm hoping that we stop our soul from getting sucked out of our body.
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, my God. Are you serious? So we lose our soul?
I'm absolutely serious. Irenicus is so powerful at this point, there's just no opposing him. You're very much within his clutches. You can like rant and rave and shout your defiance, but it doesn't matter. He enacts his ritual, and he steals your soul.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
What where do you go from here? What happens? You just lost your soul. Like, what does that mean? What does it mean to have your soul then?
Well, it's not great to lose your soul. This is not very good at all. Irenicus is actually shocked that the both of you managed to survive the process. He really thought you were just going to die. Mm-hmm. He postulates that maybe the fact that you were so aware of the ball essence, and somehow the fact that Imowen was so unaware of the ball essence within her, somehow both of those things allowed the two of you to survive. For whatever reason, though, you do manage to survive the process, just barely, though Irenicus assures you that without your soul, you won't live for very much longer. But he's an evil guy, and he doesn't care. He wanted your soul, and Bodhi wanted Imowen's. Because the two of them, he reveals, is Irenicus, he's good for this kind of thing. He's a really classic villain. He loves monologuing. He tells you that he and his sister are both under a curse of some kind, and they need your souls to break the curse. It's the only way that he's been able to figure out how to do it. And only after the curse is broken will they be able to get revenge on the people who cursed them. Unfortunately, that's as forthcoming as he feels like being, because after that he clams up and kind of casts you and Imowen aside. He's done with you. He doesn't care anymore.
Doesn't even bother to kill us? Just wow. Okay.
Yeah, he casts you aside, and he and Bodhi just take off. You manage to, he kind of throws you, into the asylum, but you're able to escape, thankfully. However, you have a very brief confrontation with Irenicus, a very short battle, at which point Irenicus, he just gets frustrated. He says, why am I doing this? Why am I wasting my time fighting these pathetic little insects? You know what? I can do whatever I want. I'm just going to leave. And he just pieces out.
Wow. So they stole our souls, but we are still in our bodies? So he stole the ball part of the soul.
No, your whole soul, your normal mortal soul, as well as the ball essence that's contained within it. So you're still alive, but you're kind of empty and hollow on the inside, and eventually you will waste away and die.
Oh, okay. So what happened? How do we get out of this? Do we go with, where does the game go? Do we just follow our soul? Like, do you stay with the bad people?
Well, after Bodhi and Irenicus escape, they go off to enact their vengeance against whoever it was cursed them. You're able to poke around in Irenicus's journals a little bit, and that gives you enough clues, like a little context, mysterious, vague sort of context for his background. But you're able to find enough clues that you're able to go after them. You can sort of pick up the breadcrumb trail and follow after them. And eventually, the chase takes you to this hidden elven city, which is located kind of to the south of Athkatla, like hidden away in the forest, called Saldanesalar. These elves seem to be the target of Irenicus and Bodhi's grudge. These seem to be the people that they have, or that they want vengeance against. And they've gathered this army of monsters and evil people to try and destroy the city.
Okay, all right. So, just to be clear, we are still moving and can operate our body. Yes?
Yeah, you're still alive.
Okay. We're just like sad.
Yeah, you're pretty sad. You just feel really empty inside. It's like if you had a really bad breakup, but it's so bad that it's gonna kill you. You just feel empty, hollowed out, like you become numb and nihilistic over time, and eventually your body will waste away and die. At least for now, you're still alive, but not for long.
Got it. Super depression, and we have to fight off the Irenicus and Bodhi. All right. Because I'm assuming we're gonna help fight off we're gonna help these folks who are getting attacked. Yeah. If we can.
Oh,
can
absolutely.
We? Yeah, we'll try until we.
There's really only one way to get your soul back. We're just gonna have to take it back from them.
Yeah, which I would assume you just kill them and get it. It pops out and then you grab it and put it in your mouth. That's how you get your soul back, right?
Well, I hope so.
Something like that. All right, let's do that then. That sounds like a good plan. Stab them and then put it back in my mouth. Perfect.
So the elves, they're pretty suspicious at first. They don't trust you. They're very, very leery of outsiders and are very reluctant to accept your help. It's only after you tell them all about how Irenicus has tortured you and all the things he's done to you, and how he's stolen your soul and Imowen's as well, that they finally realize that, okay, maybe we can make some common cause with these guys. So they reveal to you that Irenicus has taken his forces inside the city and is doing who knows what, but probably something awful in there. But he's erected a magical barrier around the city with his incredible power, and the elves are unable to penetrate it because his sister Bodhi stole this ancient artifact, this relic, a magic lantern, which is the only thing that might have penetrated this barrier and allowed the main elven army to get back into the city. Bodhi's taken it, and she's hidden it away in her secret hideout underneath the graveyard in Athkatla. So that becomes your job. While the elves kind of like keep their perimeter around the city, around Saldanesalar, and get ready for the assault, you have to go on the commando mission to go kill the vampire, hopefully get Imowen's soul back, and recover this magical lantern that is the only way to get back into the city.
Sick. All right. Well, I'm not extremely happy with this freaking this freaking vampire. So let's do it. I'm down. Let's go kill her and get this lantern and the soul. Can you hold the soul in the lantern? Does the soul have a? No, never mind. It's a question that doesn't need to be answered. Can't exactly be answered. So.
Well, Bodhi definitely did us dirty, so we got to go get some revenge against her too.
Yes.
So you go around, you actually gather some allies. You can even go back to some of the people that you helped earlier in the game, or people that you met earlier in the game. Gather them together. You can get like paladins, maybe some other adventurers as well. If you'd happen to side with the Shadow Thieves, you can go back to them, and they'll join you. Unfortunately, we can't do that because we killed them all. But we'll just have to do the best we can. So you track Bodhi back to her secret vampire lair hidden underneath the graveyard, which, if I was an evil vampire, I wouldn't put my lair under the graveyard. It's the first place that anybody's going to look. But Bodhi, she doesn't have a lot of imagination. So you have to fight your way in there. She's got their vampires coming at it everywhere, and vampires in this game are pretty strong. They are pretty tough to fight unless you know how. There are like certain techniques, certain spells you have to cast to protect yourself, because they'll kind of like suck the vitality right out of you, and you can't fight back.
And you don't really have a lot of it right now anyway. It's like you cannot deal with this ball lady sucking stuff out of you. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, there's nothing left. Like there's nothing. All right. So you have specific like protection spells. Is that what we're going for?
Yeah, it's that kind of game. Like these older RPGs, usually it wasn't about skill. It was more about bringing the right tools to the fight. Okay. You have to cast the right spells, the right buffs, the right protections, and then you stand a chance. But if you try to just like brute force it, vampires are going to kill you.
All right. So it's like just sideboarding correctly. All right.
Exactly. It is exactly like that.
Got it.
You have to bring the right cards to the matchup if you want to stand a chance. Otherwise, you're just tying one hand behind your back. Well,
sideboarding is very difficult, so I'm sure that this is also quite difficult.
Oh, I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, it feels impossible most of the time. But anyway, let's go get this soul.
Well, eventually we do come face to face with Bodhi, and it is an incredibly difficult battle, but we do manage to overcome her. We kill Bodhi. She turns into a cloud of gas and retreats back to her coffin, as vampires do. And then we drive a stake through Bodhi's black heart, and she is killed once and for all. Yes. At which point, thankfully, Imoen's soul is released, and Imoen is able to get her soul back. So she's saved, at least, but Irenicus is still out there, and he's still got your soul. So you are still on the clock.
Yeah. Now, because we helped Imoen, and we did such a good job of like helping her sister get her, or half sister get her soul back, I would hope that she would get our soul back for us, right? Or do we have to do it?
Oh, absolutely.
Does she do it, or do we have to do it?
Well, he just has to die near us, I guess. That's what happens with Bodhi. We can only suppose it'll work the same way. That the soul will be released and it'll just sort of go back to its rightful place.
So, I'm hoping that this is where we're headed. That's basically what will happen, but I'm sure it's going to be much more difficult because, man, this guy's giving us so much. You know what we should do? We shouldn't get the soul back just yet. Let's go. Let's capture him. Let's put him in a cell, and then we're going to torture him. And he doesn't know why until we get it. Until we decide to get it back, I guess. That's what we should do.
Well, we've gone pretty evil in this playthrough.
That's what happens. I don't know. It happens. But I guess that's probably what I would want to do. Yeah,
You've
can we
been
do
listening
that?
to the dreams. You're definitely embracing Ball's power.
I am embracing that Ball's power for sure. All right, can we do that? Can I get him and capture him? I guess maybe the torture's maybe a little bit too much. It doesn't sound that fun. It would probably be after the first, cut or like pulling on something or ripping his hair out or, I don't know, peeling his, something back. It wouldn't be fun. It's kind of grossing me out. I don't really want to do that, actually. Let's just kill him, and then we get the soul back, and we're fine. That was a little bit too much. I got ahead of myself.
That's probably the safer option, is just to kill him. Irenicus is awfully powerful. Definitely way too dangerous to be kept alive.
Yeah, let's do that.
I mean, that's what the Cowled Wizards try to do, and it took him like 3 seconds to escape.
Yep, that's true. That's true. Yeah, we don't want to be like them. All right, let's kill him.
Well, we've got our magic lantern. Or rather the elves' magic lantern, so we can head back to Salda Nessalar, to the elf city. We meet up with the elves, and they use the lantern to light the way back inside the city proper, leading the bulk of the elven army. Once we get in there, however, we find that the city has been just laid to waste. Like Irenicus brought all these evil allies, these monsters, demons, even a giant dragon, and he's just set them loose on the city. While Irenicus himself has used all of this chaos to get close to the Tree of Life, the massive tree at the heart of the city that is kind of the backbone of the elven community, and is imbued with divine power from the elven gods. And it's there where we actually catch up with Irenicus and corner him. We find that he's captured the queen of the elven city, Elysim. He's got her caged up, and he seems to be in the midst of this ritual to steal the power from the Tree of Life, because this is Irenicus' thing. He finds people who have divine power, and he just takes it for himself.
Yeah, he just feels upset that he's not so special, huh? Sorry, pal. That's a bummer. I don't feel like you should be able to do all of this because of that, but I'm sorry you feel that way. But this isn't the move, bro. This isn't the move. Not cool. Let's just not. All right, so the elves just have the Tree of Life in their city?
Yeah, it's this massive tree. The city is actually kind of built into the tree and into the branches.
Oh, sick.
The elves, you see, they have this very special bond of community with each other and with nature and with their gods. And the tree is like the cornerstone of this community. It's kind of like the nexus that all of this sort of empathic bonding goes through. Mm-hmm. So attacking the tree in this way is this huge fundamental insult to the elves and what the elves are. And that's exactly what Irenicus is trying to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dick move, bro. Wow. Irenicus was cursed by these elves, right? Does he have the queen captured right now, or has he had her captured for a while? Is she's with us, or is she somewhere else?
She was in the city, and Irenicus captured her when he invaded it. So he's got her in a cage in front of him while he's trying to drain the tree. And this is where we find out Irenicus' true history and why he's done all of this. Mm-hmm. It turns out that he and his sister Bodhi used to be elves from this very city. Irenicus was even their very most powerful wizard. His sister, however, who was nowhere near as accomplished as he was, convinced him that they could do better, that they deserved more power, more prestige. And it was her that convinced him that they should try and drain the Tree of Life, and then they could become gods. They could join the rest of the elven gods. And who cares if destroying the tree is going to kill a whole bunch of the elves who are connected to it? Who cares? It doesn't matter. We just need to take what we deserve because we're so great. Fortunately, when they enacted this plan many years ago, they were discovered in time, and the elves stopped them before they could do any real damage. And since they had tried to abuse this bond of community and tried to steal it all for themselves, their punishment was that they would be turned into humans and they would be exiled. And after that, the two of them spent decades where they became increasingly nihilistic, increasingly numb, as they were separated from this bond of empathy that they'd been a part of their whole lives. The two of them could feel themselves wasting away, very much in the same way that you and Imowen had been wasting away after your souls were lost. And Bodhi, she tried turning herself into a vampire to try and escape from this curse of mortality, but it didn't work. Even after she became a vampire, she could tell that she was still wasting away. She was still going to die. Irenicus, on the other hand, he decided he was going to try to remix his plan. He was going to try to find a different divine essence, and he was going to try to use that to break the curse. And that is what led him to you and to Imowen. When he found out about your ball-spawn souls, he was convinced that if he could take your souls away from you and give yours to himself and Imowen's to his sister Bodhi, that would break the elven curse, which it did.
Wow. Okay. So first off, feel a bit less bad that Bodhi convinced me to go with her, because she did that to her own brother, and that's her superpower right there, is just being extremely persuasive. So now I don't feel so bad about going with the vampires. And damn, what a freaking ugh. I really like the mirroring of all the brother and the sister thing, and how we're feeling with how they're feeling, and that's really cool. I like a lot of that. And trying different ways to break the curse in going your obviously separate ways, and in ultimately not being able to get away from the curse, because it's a curse. Jeez.
Yeah, a curse from the elven gods. That's not easy to break.
Yeah,
they tried everything else and nothing worked.
All right. Okay. So that's a lot better than just wanting to become the god of murder. I like that. Yeah. This one's yeah. It's nice. So how do we killed Bodhi, and what is Irenicus's like weak spot, I guess? Like how do we fight him, and do we use the wands again? Do we use the goblin wands?
The wands don't really work this time. Irenicus has too much AoE. He just kills everything around him all at once.
Gotcha.
I'm sure there are ways to cheese him, but the wands don't work this time.
All right. Well, okay. So then, what do we do? Do we attack the queen where she is to break his draining thing, or do we blow up the tree, and then maybe that'll do something? I don't know. What do we do?
Well, we do manage to disrupt his ritual. Okay. We stop him from draining the tree and getting all of its power. But then, unfortunately, we are left face-to-face with Irenicus after he kind of comes out of his trance that he was in for the ritual, and he is very, very upset with us. He's frankly shocked that we're not dead yet. He thought we would have just dropped dead by now. And he's very frustrated that we're still alive and still trying to get our soul back, still opposing his plans. And at this point, he's mostly done monologuing. At this point, it's just he's going to throw spells, he's going to try to blow us up, and there's nothing to do except fight him. Yeah.
Do we stand a chance at this? No, we don't. No, we don't have any souls. Like, we can't do anything. We have a lantern. What is that going to do?
Well, I hope we stand a chance, because we're going to have to win one way or the other if we want to get our soul back.
Okay. Should I have turned myself into a vampire earlier? Is that what I'm supposed to do? And be stronger, faster?
Well, it didn't really work for Bodhi. We killed her.
Ah, you're right. Okay. How... I don't know. Imowen? What are you helpful? You have your soul. So, like, could you help me out and get this guy dead, and then get me my soul back, and then we can talk about how we're brother and sister. That'd be nice. We can have a moment to chill.
Well, Imowen might be there. You don't have to take Imowen along with you if you don't want to. It is possible to kind of sideline Imowen and take other people along in the party. I think you'd be making a mistake if you did that, because Imowen is best girl.
Yes, that's what I've learned.
And the game does lay a massive guilt trip on you if you try to kind of leave Imowen behind at a certain point. So you might as well just take her.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, after doing everything to go get her, I see why it would be kind of... The game would be like, why would you leave her behind? Like, the entire game was about trying to get her. So, all right. We're going to keep her. All right. And keeping her around. So then, how do we do it? How do we kill him?
Well, by this point, you've become pretty powerful. You've had a lot of adventures. You've fought all kinds of powerful monsters. You've killed demons. You've killed dragons. You've killed beholders and mind flayers. You're a pretty tough guy or gal at this point. And you've got all of your powerful companions along with you, including Imoen, I hope. And she's become a very powerful wizard as well. So at this point, it's just about matching your strength against Irenicus. And fortunately for us, we do actually manage to win out. We defeat Irenicus and we kill him. And even as he falls dead, and we start to breathe that sigh of relief, unfortunately, our soul doesn't come back the same way that Imoen's did. It seems that Irenicus is holding on to it somehow. And what's more, you and all your companions begin to feel this sort of pull. As Irenicus, with his greater power and his greater mastery of magic, he's held on to the soul and he's using it to pull you and all of your companions down into the abyss with him, where you are going to have your final confrontation.
Oh, gosh. Oh, that's so annoying. What the fuck, bro? Come on. I would be
he's not a good villain unless you have to kill him at least 2 or 3 times.
That's true. Okay. And especially in like do we go down to the abyss and he's like a giant person? You know, he's like Super Ganon or whatever. Like big.
Well, kind of. You go to this sort of hellscape where it becomes very abstract. You see like visions of demons who talk to you, and it becomes about figuring out the way to get to your own soul. Because that's exactly what you're trying to find. Irenicus has your soul, and you're trying to find it. And how do you find your soul? Well, you get to know yourself. So you have to go through a series of tests. You have to test your morality. Like maybe one of your companions is put into a dangerous situation, and you're given a choice that either you can take an easy path, where you'll be safe, or you can, and your companion will be hurt, or you can take a dangerous path and take the hurt on yourself to preserve them. You have to go through a series of these tests in order to find the way to unlock your own soul, which is where you will find Irenicus.
Okay, so you said our morality. Earlier, when we were talking about drinking a beer in the inn, what did you say that the beer would help us with again? It gives us confidence?
It would help your morale.
Oh, okay, but not my morality.
It makes you more confident. You become less susceptible to fear if you're drunk. You get that liquid courage.
Got it. So you're saying that if I drank before this battle or these tests, it wouldn't help me?
It wouldn't hurt.
I think it... I do more dangerous things when I've been drinking, and maybe I would choose those things. Be like, you know what? I'm still going to help my friend, though. No matter what, I got that. And if I'm more worried about what's going to happen to me, maybe I won't. I don't know. All right. I'm going to drink before I go into this. All right, continue. Now I know what's going on.
I think that's the right decision. If I was going to get dragged into the depths of the abyss and have to fight an incredibly powerful evil wizard, I definitely want to have a beer with me when I did it.
Yeah. Yeah, just like, wait. What's it? Let me just... Okay, I'm just going to...
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I will... I'm going to go help my friend. Perfect. All right, that's the plan then. Drink the beer. And so through it, if you don't do the dangerous task and help save your friend, do they not come with you to the final battle, basically?
No, they always come.
Okay.
Whoever was brave enough to face Irenicus with you, they get pulled down into the abyss with you.
But like in the abyss, through the tasks of you deciding whether you're going to help them or not, do they just get hurt? Like their hit points are down when you're at the final battle? Or...
Well, it's a variety of things. Not all the tests are like that. A lot of the time they just get hurt. It does damage to them, and maybe you need to deal with that. You have to heal them afterwards. It's more of a symbolic sort of test.
All right.
To see what you would pick. Would you take pain onto yourself before you inflicted it onto someone else, or vice versa?
Yeah.
Some of them are tests where, as a matter of fact, you come face to face with Saravok again in the abyss. You encounter his soul. put back into a sort of ethereal body, and he taunts you. He drives you to attack him, to get revenge for killing your father, for all of the awful things he did to you, for all he put you through. He says, come at me, attack me, unleash your rage and your fury. And then it's the question of, do you give in to that? Do you let the ball essence well up inside you and give in to that red hate? Or do you say, no, I'm done with you. I've already defeated you.
Mm-hmm.
You have no power over me, Sarevok.
So I'm probably going to try not to let the ball essence get, real strong. So once we go through these tests and we prove that we are true and we will not succumb to our ball father, what's the final battle like?
Well, eventually, after we've completed all the tests, whatever we chose, whether we chose to be selfish or wrathful, or generous or virtuous, eventually we do find the way into the depths of our own soul, where we are confronted by Irenicus again. We catch up to him. The way it's described is he's trying to escape from you. He's trying to flee from you, and you're pursuing him in a very abstract sort of way. And eventually we catch him. And when he's cornered, he has no choice but to fight. But now he's figured out how to harness some of this ball power as well. And he can take on this form of this avatar of murder, this horrible monster, which is an expression of Ball's essence. And you have to fight him in this form now, a form called the Slayer, the essence of murder. And this is the epic final battle here in the depths of the abyss. You and all of your companions, your closest friends and allies, hopefully Imoen, hopefully Jan as well, maybe Minsk, who knows. You have to face off with Irenicus this one last time, and you defeat him. Through your skill and your bravery, you finally put a final end to Irenicus, and you do reclaim your soul. For good or for ill is unclear with its ball spawn essence, but you do defeat your enemy.
Is this boss as hard as Sarevok?
He's more powerful than Sarevok, but you are also more powerful when you fight him. He's hard. Irenicus, this final battle with him, and the previous battle with him at the Tree of Life are both pretty hard, but nothing trumps Sarevok. Yeah. Sarevok is he's next level hard.
Yeah, OG hard. All right, well, after that, I'm sure that we get out of the abyss, and we come back, and we get more medals. We're the heroes again. The elves like us. Do they give us a blessing where we live forever, maybe, as opposed to a curse?
Well, they do like us. When we return to our bodies, we find out that we've been unconscious for quite some time. And the elves have been caring for our comatose bodies. They're relieved to find that we've awakened, and they're even more relieved to learn that Irenicus is dead for good this time, and he's not coming back. They do shower us with praise and titles and thanks. We become heroes of this city as well as of Baldur's Gate. Yes. They do give us a medal, actually, and a blessing, but they don't make us immortal.
Dang it. All right, that's fine. But a blessing's good. A blessing's a blessing. You can't get mad about it.
It's not bad. I'll take it.
I'll take it. And being a hero of another city, country kind of thing. Fantastic. All right, wow.
We're big heroes.
Yeah. I feel like I just played through the whole game. Just like... It actually ended up turning into this. It felt like you were the DM and I'm just playing through this game, which is really cool.
Well, I've definitely played the game enough times that I can emulate it for people.
Yeah. I definitely felt like I was being brought through the whole thing. So now I kind of feel like, I want to go now play this game and see what everybody looks like. Because obviously I've been able to see through some of the cards. But also just in the game, what they look like there. So if I did now, after hearing about the whole story but wanting to play through it, how do you do that now? I know it's like a 20-year-old game. What's the best way to play it, really, I guess? Or Are there ways you can play it?
Well, the original game is out there. It can still be obtained. It's even kind of possible to run it on modern operating systems, but it's pretty tricky. The best way to do it is to find the enhanced editions of Baldur's Gate.
Okay.
Because some years ago, a company called Beamdog, they actually obtained the license to do an official update, a remake and remaster of the game. And they re-released it onto Steam, where you can find it now. You can find the entire trilogy of games.
Ooh, perfect. Okay. Well, I might just have to do that. I don't even know if I have Steam on my computer, but I might have to just download it just so I can play this game, because I'm just getting more into it. It's like really nice as being not a huge... well, obviously I didn't know anything about Baldur's Gate, so, being able to play a little bit more of it as far as just like the actual game might bring me some inspiration for the cards. I definitely care a lot more about Imowen after this. I've played against her a little bit today, just in the actual online and arena. But now after hearing that, I'm like, oh, I actually might care about this character. So that's pretty nice. All right, well, coming into the end of wrapping up our big, giant Baldur's Gate discussion, do you have any final thoughts before we move on to our last call for the evening?
Well, Baldur's Gate is my favorite game series of all time. I first played it when it came out in 1998 when I was a little kid, and I've played it consistently, off and on, every couple years or so. I'll do another playthrough of the whole series. For me, it's the GOAT. It really has it all. The rules can be a little opaque, can be a little tough to figure out eventually, but once you figure out what you're doing, it's really rewarding. And in the beginning, it's okay. It's pretty easy in the beginning. It's okay if you just sort of click on things. They'll die eventually, and you figure things out. They're from a time when games were kind of different than they are today, where there are no tutorials in Baldur's Gate, at least not really. You kind of have to just figure out how to stab goblins by yourself. Figure out what Thaco means. It's all very hard, but it's incredibly rewarding. It has tons of memorable characters, a really engaging story with diabolical villains. It's got everything that you could ask for from an RPG. It's classic.
Classic. That's exactly how it feels. Getting your soul sucked out and everything. All right. Well, with that, we are headed to last call. So, Max, tonight we had 2 different beers, and as always, we like to rate these beers on a scale of bronze to mythic, just like the tiers in Arena. Huh, look at that. So I'm going to do a quick run through of the different tiers, just so you are more comfortable with them, as well as everyone listening who hasn't heard of them yet. As always, this has nothing to do with whatever tier you are currently in Arena. Everyone's in a different tier at a different time. Doesn't really matter. It's just a fun way to rate beers. But with that being said, bronze beers are trash. They're horrible. We hate them. We have to pour them out. You can't even finish drinking these. Something went wrong when they made this beer. Now, silver beers are, they're okay. They're like macro brews for the most part. Something that is very crushable but doesn't really have a lot going on. Gold beers are fine. They're beers that you drink, but you kind of forget about them. Nothing really special. Platinum beers are solid. We like those quite a bit, and I come back to them over and over again. Diamond beers are exceptional. Love these beers. These are ones that you bring to parties. These are ones that you recommend to your friends, and you talk about a lot. And mythic beers are the best of the best. These are the beers that you sing the praises of everywhere you go. You stand next to someone at the liquor store, and you tell them to buy that beer because it's your favorite. All right. With that being said, do you know which beer you're going to pick for this evening? I'm going to let you go first. We both kind of pick beers. I have one in mind. But which one did you like the most?
I'll say the beer that I liked the most this evening was the Pompous Ass.
Okay, all right. So let's talk about Pompous Ass first. I will just tell you right off the bat. I actually think I'm gonna pick the Weiss guy. I'm picking Weiss guy. So let's talk about Pompous Ass first. Then we can go to Weiss guy. Give me your Pompous Ass thoughts on Pompous Ass.
Well, I've had this beer before, many a time. I'm a big fan of this beer. For me, it's a platinum. It's a solid beer. I drink it often. I often bring it to parties. It doesn't blow my socks off, but I'm always happy to drink it. It's definitely something that I look for whenever I go to the LCBO.
I also really like Pompous Ass, and I agree with your platinum rating. I will have to say for everyone, because Jeff is not here, your ratings are guest ratings, which may or may not rule the show. But no, I'm just kidding. No, I completely agree with you. Pompous Ass is definitely platinum in my book. It's one that I actually don't go back to very often, but I did actually give it to my brother-in-law recently as a gift because I do like it, and it's nice to have an English ale, just a good style that's around. And I forgot that recently it's 4.2%. Or something like that, which is great because having beers that are lighter in percentage is very nice because I find myself often getting beers that are just, you pick up a beer, you're like, oh, this looks so good. It's like, oh, fuck, it's 9%. You're like, damn it, I can't drink a lot of these. And I usually want to be able to drink a good amount of them. So, yeah, I definitely agree with that platinum. Let's talk about Weiss Guy. All right. As being one of the first Stone Hooker beers that I've had and trying this brewery, I really liked this. I had a lot of fun. I do not care for Hefeweizen all that much, usually, though for whatever reason, this one surprised me quite a bit, and I was really into the whole thing. Just like I said earlier, the color was a bit darker than I was expecting. There's the banana flavor in the Hefeweizen that I also I don't like bananas very much, but for whatever reason, everything kind of aligned, and it just was really nice tonight. I'm going to say this is really solid. Also a platinum, but maybe a little bit higher platinum than I had the Pompous Ass, but just by, just a little, because I'll probably drink Pompous Ass more, but I really liked this one.
Well, it's really interesting to hear you say that. I think it's great that we each picked each other's beers today. For me, the Weiss Guy, it's more of a gold.
Okay.
I'm also not as big a fan of the Hefeweizen. The banana flavor also kind of throws me a little bit, but I still enjoyed it. It was quite good. I picked up a couple of them actually, and I'm actually still looking forward to drinking them.
That's good. Yeah.
For me, though, it does rank just a little bit below the Pompous Ass. Although I will say that, for me at least, the name is mythic.
Yeah.
I love a good punny beer name.
Yeah. This one, very good name. Actually, they both have really good names, right? That's part of why we pick these ones. Okay, so quick before we get to the very end. In the story, who is the Pompous Ass and who's the Weiss Guy?
Well, the Pompous Ass... the best candidate for the Pompous Ass is probably the rich people in Baldur's Gate. The rich people throughout the story, really, either in Baldur's Gate or Athkatla, or honestly even the elves who cursed Irenicus and Bodhi and then just sort of kicked them out into the world to be everybody else's problem. The story is really full of pompous asses who either keep other people down or just sort of shove their problems off somewhere else and leave them for somebody else to deal with. As for the Weiss Guy, well, that's got to go to Jan Janssen. There's no bigger Weiss Guy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
If you play the game and you bring him along in your party, which I hope you will, you'll find that he has some of the best inter-party interactions and dialogue with the other characters. He likes to tell these long-winded stories about his enormous gnome family, which may or may not be complete fabrications. But they usually come around to some sort of moral that's poking fun at some of the other characters who take themselves very, very seriously.
Nice. Okay. That's funny. Oh, I like that. Perfect. So there you go. The Pompous Ass and the Weiss Guy. Perfect for tonight. But with that, we are coming to closing time. As always, you can find us at the Arena Regulars on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok if we get some videos up there soon. And if you want to talk to me personally, you can find me at Zulberg, that is Zewelberg on Twitter and Instagram. But Max, if they want to talk to you, where could they find you if they have any more Baldur's Gate questions or and anything like that?
Well, unfortunately, I'm not on Twitter. But you can find me either in the Arena Regulars Discord or on Arena itself under the name Myth. If you want to talk to me and ask me any more questions about Baldur's Gate, I would be more than happy to answer them for you.
Oh, that was perfect. Come into our Discord, everyone. I forgot to talk about that earlier in the episode. Always. Max talks a lot in the Discord, which is fantastic. So come on over, join. We have a good, nice group there. You can find us at the Arena Regulars on Discord, as well as please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and iTunes. Follow us on Spotify and leave us a review there. Go on YouTube. You can like and comment, and just really the best place is to come to our Discord and just talk to us there because we really enjoy hearing everyone's thoughts. Anyway, that has been the Arena Regulars, and good night. All right, that's fine.